What's up guys, it's Pink Across. Today we're using some cheese. Here's the team: Terrain Extender Ndidi, Weakness Policy Endure Armor Rouge, Eject Hatterene, pretty standard stuff there. Poltegeist, Terra Blast Fighting on this one, Terra Ground SD Encore Lucha, and we got a Mouse Hole to keep hazards off the field in case Hatterene doesn't get the job done. We are going to lock in here. We're facing actually a pretty solid opponent, and we're fairly high on ladder ourselves. Now this is going to be a Webs team, so part of me, I think I actually have a pretty solid matchup here for a couple reasons. Mousehold is really good, but I think we just want to start off with Psychic Terrain. No reason to think too hard about this lead. And I think it would be an absolute throw not to just go into Hatterene, but I want to check if Mousehold can live a Surf. Okay, and it looks like the set is updated, actually, to match the Duckular one. So, good on Duckular. He got his spread in Calc Dex. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I see no reason not to go in Hatterene, so we're just going to do that immediately. A good call on the Surf, but I'm not disturbed. We're going to go into Mousehold here, and I think we're going to tidy up. Oh, I'm surprised the Araquanid decided to stay in. That definitely surprises me. We're going to go for a bite here. Yeah, sure enough. So I was pretty sure the Araquanid would not want to die for no reason. So we got a nice bite off, and we're going to go for that again. Now at this point, we might just win the game, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if my opponent will have resources for this. There could be a Terra Ghost Pokemon, but that would still be a great trade. I mean, we've killed the Goldengo. Yeah, like this might be Terra Ghost, but I'm absolutely still going to click Population Bomb. And we do see the Terra Ghost. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. And as for how we respond is a little bit tricky. It is a little bit tricky. We could go in just into Armor Rouge here, and we don't die to anything guaranteed. So that's a pretty appealing option. The other, actually, I would go into Poltegeist and just set up. And the other thing to note is Custap is not priority. You just move first within your priority bracket. So Psychic Terrain will not stop Custap, so we should be aware of that. The Armor Rouge idea is appealing, for sure. It definitely is appealing. I could just go into Poltegeist as well and Shell Smash, but I don't think that's best done now. I think that's best done later. I'm thinking probably Hawlucha will be my way to win this game. For now, let's go into Armor Rouge, and let's go for that Expanding Force. Okay, good damage, and as long as we don't get critical hit here, and or I was going to say paralyzed or critical hit, we're in a pretty good spot. Oh, and I'm really surprised to see Araquanid come out. So, unfortunately for Araquanid, that's not going to bring it into Custap range, which puts me in a really good spot to refresh my Psychic Terrain. So the good news is, what I'm free to do here, I'm absolutely free to click Expanding Force, or actually, I think I will, no, an Armor Cannon actually won't kill. So we are just going to go for the Expanding Force, and now we have no reason not to just go into Hatterene here. Hatterene is going to be able to block this. It will be forced to use its Custap here. If my opponent really plays this well, they might actually switch. Wow, I've gotta respect that play. That was really nicely done by my opponent there. I didn't think they would do that, but they called it. They got it exactly right. So really good stuff, because now I can't just sweep the team with Poltegeist. Yeah, that was really well done. I still think I'm in a pretty dominant spot here. So we're going to go Ndidi and get up Psychic Terrain, is order of business number one. Yeah, but that was a great switch. No boost, we're happy to see that. So the plan will be Hawlucha. And I believe Hawlucha can live, if this is +1, I'm thinking Hawlucha still lives, and yet no, it wouldn't live that. It wouldn't live that. So it might be time. I think we might have to pop the Terra on Hawlucha after this situation. But first, we're going to let go of our friend Armarouge here. Great stuff. Nicely done by my opponent. I'm going to have to revise again. Actually, never mind. So my opponent did not go for Fiery Dance there, maybe fearing the Flash Fire. I don't really see why you would, but... This is tough. Okay, so actually, no, I see what the problem is. I know why I was confused. It gave me the wrong calc. Because I was going to say, I know Iron Moth takes more than that. And sure enough, it does. So as long as we don't get critical hit here, we should be well poised. Because this will guaranteed kill. Okay, and we don't get critical hit? Great. So this was giving me the speed boosting set in error. I always forget the calc does not auto-adjust for that, even when it's proven to be wrong. So we do get the kill every time there. And it's looking like the plan will be to win with Poltegeist. This is a bit interesting. I believe my play is to click Swords Dance here. The Psychic Terrain turns will get a little tricky, though. I believe I click Swords Dance here. Okay, it is just going to Surf. Fair enough. I think I go into this. And I actually think I go for a Shadow Ball, because we don't want to set up just yet. Okay, and then we sack Hatterene here. The trouble, only real trouble here, I believe, would be Trailblaze. Okay, so we don't see Trailblaze, and now we've reset Psychic Terrain. So that's why I was okay with sacking there, and that's why I didn't set up against the Araquanid. We wanted to make sure we reset turns. And at this point, I'm actually okay, I think, to just go, well, the Tusk is not really a threat. So I'm actually going to just Expanding Force. And if the Ogerpon wants to kill me, that's fine. Then I go Poltegeist, and we set up and win. And if anything switches in, we just kill that. And we have more than enough turns. Our opponent is not going to be able to successfully stall this out, ever. Okay, we see the Ivy Cudgel, and now it is time to go into Poltegeist, and we always just Shell Smash here. And the Ogerpon cannot Encore or anything like that, and now we have what is commonly referred to as a lot of special attack, and a really powerful store power. So the only way at this point my opponent gets out of this is with a Sash Great Tusk. So Thunderclap priority will be blocked here, so you will need a Sash Great Tusk. And it's booster energy. That will not do it. Even booster speed would not do it. So there we go. Have some fun with cheese. That's always a good time. Now, this is not viable. I want to caution you. This is not viable. It can work. Please don't use it. But it can work. I will have the team in the description if you want to. But let's see. We're at top 16, so that's fun. We're going to just go for another one here. Alright, looks like we're facing a hyper offense build. So, kind of getting a taste of our own medicine here. We do have Terra Fighting Aura Sphere on Armarouge, so that does look really good into my opponent here. Definitely something to keep in mind. Hawlucha could be okay. Maybe I should change this Hawlucha to Terra Electric to better deal with Zapdos. That might be a smart call. But we're locked into it for now. Trying to think what I want to lead with. I do feel like probably the most obvious decision is still the best one here. So let's start with Ndidi. Okay, and we see the Roaring Moon start, which I thought was very much a possibility. I think I want to go immediately into Hawlucha, as I'm expecting either a Dragon Dance or a knockoff. There we go, sure enough. Now, this is where things get dicey. Because the Zapdos is probably... this is so weird. Like, what is the Zapdos? Normally, Hawlucha's really good against Hyper Offense, but then you just have a Hyper Offense with a Zapdos sitting in the middle of it. Really confusing. And I really don't want to burn my Terra just handling a Zapdos. At the same time, that does feel like probably what I should do. So let's SD as the Zapdos comes in. Let's Terra Ground and SD again and hope it clicked an Electric move, because if it did, we can Encore. That's great. Now we can SD again. So let's take a look at the Goldengo calcs, just so we know what we're up against. So if it's an offensive Gold, it dies here. If it's defensive, it doesn't die here, but it can't kill us. And Zapdos is not dying. Although, on a team like this, it might be a pretty offensive Zapdos. And if it is an offensive Zapdos, it's dying to Acro. So we always click Acro here no matter what, and it is a defensive Gold. Good to know. Alright, so... I think probably my best play is to go for the close combat here. If I lose my +1... Why am I not allowed to change it on this calc? This is so strange. If I lose my +1, I probably still will survive the hit, so I do think the right move is to CC here and hope for the kill. We do get the kill, and we do not get static, so it looks like that's going to be GG. That was a pretty funny one. That can happen sometimes. Maybe we keep Terra Ground Hawlucha after all. That worked out pretty well. Okay, here we go. Game 3. Sound like a broken record here, but I think it's going to be a start with Ndidi. Not really sure what my opponent has to deal with that super well. Seems like a pretty solid catch-all, so let's just do that. We see Prim lead. That's kind of interesting. So I have a bulkier than normal Ndidi here, so I think I'm actually going to stay in and Expanding Force, because I really don't want this thing to be subbing up on me. Okay, and it turns out we're facing a Specs Prim. I definitely did not see that coming. And the Kingambit is almost certainly coming in here. So I'm actually going to go into Armarouge. I don't think you leave this Prim in here. You leave the Prim in there. Okay. So be it. Let's go into Hawlucha. I don't really understand the sack there. I don't feel like it was necessary, but we can get in Lucha. We can go for action. I'm going to... Instead, we're going to CC here for the Garchomp, because in case it's a helmet variant, and it's a really bulky helmet variant. Okay, bad news, this is going terrible. Good news, the Garchomp is... Good news is the Garchomp is going to be dead, which does bode well for Mousehold. So there's a world in which Mousehold does stuff here. I think going Mousehold here makes the most sense. We need fresh Psychic Terrain if we're going to... Okay, that's not good. Ooh, actually, that is good. Booster Special Attack. I can just go and quickly kill that with a Population Bomb, because this is almost certainly going to be... it must be slower than Mousehold. So we can just click Population Bomb, and as long as we don't get bad luck with the hits, we'll kill here. And we do get it. Okay, there we go. Nice little kill for the mouse. The mouse is in the house. Our way to win this is absolutely setting up on Okay, let's see, booster speed. So here's the great thing, right? We can tidy up here, and then we will outspeed this Iron Moth. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that deletes substitutes. I forgot about that. You guys ready to see something funny? We're going to Encore. I'm just making sure I'm not tripping here. But yeah, we do outspeed always. So we're going to Encore this thing right away into substitute. I imagine you sack Iron Moth here. Our opponent has shown, shall we say, a propensity for sacking. So we absolutely just go for tidy up again. And this will kill some King Gambit. It really will. King Gambits have been known to die here. Let's see. Not this King Gambit. This is a bulkier one. Actually, hold up. And we get 3 hits. Oh, that, I'm not going to lie, guys. That was devastating. Okay, but our opponent has used Terra, which is great. So I believe we guaranteed win this. I think what I do is I go in DD, we click Healing Wish, and then we just go Poltergeist, we set up and win. Because we can kill this with Terra Blast fighting, and nothing outspeeds, everything dies. So let's do that. Okay. Good start. Shell Smash. Okay, good. We get our Sash, get the weak armor, so now not even something insane like a Scarf Zama could take us. We'll Terra Blast fighting. You would have to switch around a lot to not lose here. You would have to switch around a lot. I don't know if it's possible. Okay, you did make the right switch, though. I gotta respect that. Oh, but yeah, that Shadow Ball's doing too much. Is it, though? No, because the Zama's going to come in here. I'm going to make a bit of a wild play. We're going to Stored Power. Okay, the Prim came in. Yeah, because the Zama's not dying. I think I stored here. We got the Zama. Whew, glad I clicked Stored and not Shadow Ball there. We got the Zama. That was a bit of a read there. And now we win with Shadow Ball. With just 1 turn to spare. Yeah, because that Gambit probably would have... Actually, no, I think Hatterene probably could live 1. I think Hatterene... Let's just check this for curiosity's sake. Oh my lord. Hatterene could not live 1. Really? That's a lot. Okay. Well, good thing we did not miss the prediction. Let's hit this thing with a 1000% damage Terra Blast fighting. And GG. Alright, I think that is a good spot to wrap up. As you can see, a lot of reads. This is a very gimmicky, cheesy play style. I will say, though, I don't think we got really that lucky at the end there. Because had we hit more than 3 population bombs, the Gambit never would have been able to play around and switch in like that, and we would have been able to have a lot fewer predictions, because all it would have taken was 1 hit for the Gambit. And the Gambit also would have been in the range where it actually would have died to an Indeedee hit. But I digress, not important anymore. But yes, definitely we would have been in a stronger spot. And actually something else I could have done is gone into Poltergeist and then clicked Shadow Ball on the King Gambit to just kill it immediately. So the King Gambit not being at like 2% from Mousehold definitely impacted that endgame a little bit. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Team will be in the description as always, and I will see you guys next time.